So in the previous demo, we have seen how to implement the to-do service. There we have seen how to perform a CRUD operation. Okay, now we are going to see how to implement the stuff in our UI part. In this part, we are supposed to call the methods appropriately. So to do that, I'm just going to write some methods. So on in it, we are calling the first record. That is done. Next is, whenever I'm calling this function, get the to do by id. Get to do by id, we are going to get the id which is of a number type. I want to call that service, this dot to do service dot get the to do by id. So it's asking the id and it's going to return an observable of to do array or else app error handler. So you know how to implement that. Dot, you need to go for the subscribe method. Okay, in the subscribe method it takes two functions. The first one is for success and second one is for the error. So in the success, we are just going to get the newly created, or sorry, the to do that we are looking for. So we got the to do. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to just simply display it, rather showing in a dialog box. Let me display it in an alert box saying that id. Okay, so id is dollar to do dot id. Whichever id I'm asking for, I want to get that particular record. So id, then title is dollar to do dot title. That's more than enough. And id and title I'm just bringing up. If something goes wrong, this code handling the exception. Here, if you want to show that message in the console, you can do it, or else if you want to show it in the alert, you can do it, or else if you want to show it in your dialog box also, you can do it. So get to do by id is done. So same way, we are going to do it for add to do. Copy, paste it. This is add to do. Somehow you should get the to do object. Okay, but this time I'm just going to mimic it. So to make it simple, I'm creating my own to do object where instead of getting it from the form control, you can get it from the form, but here I'm just making it simple by creating a new to do, which is let it be an id with 99, title with testing, and user id is 999, comma completed is false. Assume that this is the record you are going to insert. So to do service dot call that function, add to do, pass the to do object, subscribe for that. When I subscribe, the newly created resource will be available. That is, this record will be once again will get, and I'm just printing it. Okay, not only printing it, it needs to be added to my to do array. Okay, so that I can display it. So instead of alerting it, what in the alert, you can just simply say record added, and this newly created resource, I want to add it to the collection. To do's dot push this to do. If anything goes wrong, it will throw this. Format the document. Done. Next is deleting the record and updating the record. So copy this part, update and delete. So in the update to do, it's just going to take the to do object. Okay, so we have to implement the logic. So similarly, delete to do. Once again, I'm just passing the complete to do object. we'll write the logic in accordingly. Now update to do, I'm just going to call the function this dot to do service dot update the to do. Let me do one small change. Whatever to do you are passing, along with that to do, in the title I'm just going to do one small change. That is to do dot title plus equal to, I'm just simply saying it is updated. So I'm just changing some content of the title alone. Whatever to do you pass, changing the content to title, and I'm passing that to do. Okay, then obviously the same code dot subscribe. I can even copy and paste this code. Okay, so format the document. So here, so once it's done, okay, it's going to return the updated to do. So this updated to do updated. Okay, I just want to make it this variable, this to do, to point towards that, so that it's done. To do equal to do updated, so that it will be get changed in our screen as well, and I can say alert record updated. Done. Then finally delete the record. So to delete the record, I'm just going to use the call that function this dot to do service dot delete the to do. It takes the ID, so to do dot ID, and subscribe for that. Once I subscribe it, if it is success, do something. If it is failure, dispatch. So if it is success, okay, you won't get any results. In fact, we'll get the, if you want, I think you won't get anything because it is returning blank. But what I want to do here is I just want to update this with first I want to get the index position of the I want to show that in my page it is deleted, it should be removed from the collection. So to do that, first get the index position of the to do. This dot to do's dot, that is a collection dot, there is a method called find index. In the find index, it takes a predicate, that is it takes a function. Each and every time it's going to give one to do object. I just want to get the index position of the to do object dot id, which is matching the to do dot id. So that will give you the index position. So look at this. This code is complete JavaScript. In the JavaScript, what I am doing here is I'm just finding the index position of the to do that I'm going to delete. Finding the index position of to do object that we have deleted. Okay, so we got the index position. Once you get the index position, we can remove it from the to do from array, to do array. Simple. So to remove that, we are going to use a JavaScript method called the splice. This dot to do's dot splice the record which is available from this index position. So delete the record from this index position, delete one record, that's it. It will remove the to do from the to do array. So we have successfully implemented all the methods in our component as well. Now I need to just club it, wire it up with my view part. Okay, so to do this, it's going to be simple. I'm just picking up the app component.html. In the app component.html, before the table, okay, before to the table, I'm just going to have one button. In this button, let me say add to do. When I click this button, I want to call the add to do function. So class btn dash primary. Okay, when I click, call the add to do. This will add the to do HR. Okay, you should get some buttons like this. Look at this. You have this add to do. But before that, let me change the endpoint properly. JSON placeholder. So it should give me the complete detail. Yeah. Look at that. It is there. So now when I click this add to do, it's going to call this function, that is app component.ts, and in turn it's just going to pass this new object that will be added into my collection. Let me check. Click add to do. It takes a Ajax call. Is that working? No. F12. They have implemented the service in such a way that it is not allowing the duplicate records. So I'm going back to my code in the app component.ts. So this, I think only one time we can run. Okay, let me check. In the network, clear, click. So it's giving, yeah, no, yeah, it's added. 201, you can get it. So at the end, you should see a text is added. I hope you all understood this. So similar way, I want to get a particular ID. That is very easy. You can go to app component.html. Let me have 3 buttons. In this heading, let me have 3 th, one for get ID, view detail, edit and delete. I need 3 buttons here. So the first button is td, which is having a button. In that button, I'm going to say view to do. Okay, and the class btn primary, and when I click this button, I want to call the function named get to do by ID. I'm calling the function get to do by ID. We are supposed to pass the number, that is the ID. You can just very easily pass it, to do.id. This is implemented. So same way, copy this, paste. So 3 times, 3 buttons. First is view to do, then next one is update the to do, and finally delete the to do. And I'm just going to call the appropriate buttons. Like when I call the delete, I'm calling the function named delete to do, which takes to do object. The same to do I passed, and this is for the update to do. Done. So save this and check. Something wrong? Okay, yeah. Look at this. So we have this buttons. First let me click view to do. You can see that ID 62 and the title, it displays that. Okay, when I click update to do here, along with the title, it will be having updated. It says record updated. You can just click anything, it will be updated. And if you want to delete that record, click delete. 60th record I'm trying to delete, it's no more available. Okay, So we have successfully implemented the all the CRUD operation along with exception handling.